What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today, we've got some really cool stuff, actually. First of all, we've got some gameplay towards Mark Bartra. Not too many games, just a few in there. We're getting on. I've got a couple more squad battles things to do. One more assist with a Bundes to a La Liga. One more chip shot, and then we've got 6 wins with scoring with Spanish players in 8 rivals matches to go, which we've got obviously until Friday to do, which is absolutely fine. We've got plenty of time for that. Outside of that, I will have in today's video the pack from Foot Champs Champions Milestone. So we've got the 300 wins, we've got the Ultimate Pack, we've opened the Ultimate Pack. You guys will see that today. With regards to the League SBC setup that I've got going on right now, we have been working hard to get every single league to being done so that we could do it all at the same time. And the position we're in right now is I've got all of them to that level, with the exception of Bundesliga, where I've only got Paderborn left. Or is it Union Berlin? Yeah, Paderborn left. I've only got 3 of the Paderborn players, so I'll just do that after I've finished the Saudi League. And then we've got the Saudi League to go through, which I've got about 65% of the players available right now. So the packs that we've got in store, I've got 183 plus pack, a few 82 to 88 rated packs. We've got some other gold packs from the Eredivisie. Most of it was silver packs, though, that I've opened already, and that's the one that I just did recently. So we're going to open these now. And then once we've opened these packs, guys, we're going to go ahead and use the cards that we get to complete the Shapeshifters pack, and hopefully pick up something quite nice out of that. There's a few Shapeshifters that I'd like. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi would be real nice. But even that, like, I know I have David Luiz already. I also have, well, not Shapeshifter David Luiz, but I know I have David Luiz. But yeah, I wouldn't mind that CDM version of him. It would just be nice to have in the club. Obviously, Messi, I would love to get. Ronaldo, I would love to get. Kante, I wouldn't mind getting either. Marcelo, I would love to get. David Luiz and Ribery, I'd love to get. Dries Mertens, I'm indifferent to. I wouldn't care if I got him or not. Ben Yedder, I would love to get. Richarlison, I would absolutely love to get. I think he'd be great. Riyad Mahrez, we already have. Trent, I couldn't care less about. David Alaba, I don't particularly care about either. Ricardo Pereira, I would love to get. Idrissa Gueye I already have in the club, so I don't particularly want him again. Lucas, I would love to get. Kondogbia would be... I know he's only 100k, and that's worth less than the value of the pack, but I wouldn't mind getting Kondogbia either. So, you know, should he arrive. Obviously, then there's a few objectives and stuff. Haitiboa, I couldn't care less about. Renato Sanchez, I couldn't care less about. And Babu would be a real nice one to get. Atal would be a real nice one to get. Ferland Mendy would be a real nice one to get. Even though I've got his Futmas card already, he'd still be really good to get. Rashika, don't care about. Keynes, I don't care about. And Nandez, I don't care about. And then, of course, I already have Vinicius Jr, so I don't particularly want him either. So there's 4 or 5 cards that I would really love to get. 4 or 5 cards that would be good to get. 4 or 5 cards that I wouldn't be upset if we had got them. And then a few cards that I just don't want. And most of those cards that I don't want are cards obviously are the cheaper end, but Kondogbia would be one decent one. And you might ask, why not just go and buy Kondogbia then? Well, I don't know what's stopping me from buying him. We're on this whole staying liquid vibe at the moment as much as possible, as we get another board. That's 3 boards out of those Eredivisie packs. 2 Ajax players, hilariously, and then Danilo Pereira there. So although it was okay for boards, and this is going to be the last pack from the Eredivisie SBC that we've got, although there's been like a nice amount of boards, it hasn't actually been anything good out of that SBC. Although I did pack 2 Brescia players and 1 Dijon player from those packs throughout the silvers that I opened, obviously, that I'm not going to show you guys. So that wasn't too bad at all. So we've got 183 plus rated player. We've got 582 to 88 rated packs. And then we're going to go and build the Shapeshifters pack. Let's see what we get. We get a UCL walkout. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's English. It's a cam. It's Dele Alli, isn't it? Ah, see? Doesn't mean anything, man. When you see England, you want Sterling or Kane. And it wasn't. It was an 84 rated Dele Alli. So that was a waste of cards. And let's see now. There are quite a few actual Shapeshifters available in his 82 to 88 rated packs. I would just mostly prefer, because we're about to go and build an 87 rated SBC that requires 2 informs, I would just mostly prefer A, not getting 82 rateds primarily, and B, trying to pick up as many actual 87 or 88 rated cards as possible, just to really reduce the price for us. So our first board is coming out of this one, and it's not a walkout, so we'll skip it. Whatever the 85 or 84 or even 83 is, it's an 84 Felipe Anderson. We can use him, no problem at all. We've got a whole bunch of cards that we can throw in. I've got a few big untradeable informs I don't mind using as well, as we get no board there, which means that's another 82. So whilst you can craft these, I use my off-league common golds to craft these 5 packs. Obviously, they're cards that I replace over and over and over and never really have much use for. We get an inform walkout. That's a really good addition. It's going to be, what was that, Ben Sabiani, the new inform walkout. Now, that is really, really good because he's an 84 rated inform that we can now use in the 87 rated squad. It does mean that we'll have to pop in like an 88 or an 89 rated card to cover for some of the loss there. But that isn't too bad. And then before I go and build the Shapeshifter pack, oh wow, so we've got 3 82s, 183, and 184 inform from 5 of those packs. That is poor. I'm going to go and build the Shapeshifter pack, guys, and I will be right back. All right, guys, so the squad has been finished. We bought Handanovic, and we bought Manuel Neuer, 36.5k, 37.75k. The rest of the team is first owned. I believe it's first owned anyway, unless I bought some of them. Some of them are untradeable. Harry Maguire is not. Robertson is. I never use him. I'm never going to need to with Tierney. And then the rest of it is tradable. So 1 untradeable and the rest of it. And this is like literally my club pretty much cleared out now of high-end players. The highest rated card in my club that's like just a regular card is an 84 now, I believe. There's a couple of 86 rated informs that I've got laying around as well. But yeah, generally speaking, not much. So before we get into our ultimate pack for 300 FUT Champs wins, some Spanish league gameplay from rivals, and everything else that's going on in today's video, we've got our Shapeshifters player. Are the EA gods going to be on our side today or not? Come on, give me someone usable, EA. Give me a walkout to start with. It's not a walkout. That's brilliant. I think it'll be Keynes again. You know, I've got him on my main account as well. What's interesting is he's not a terrible player. I could have bought him 5 times over or 4 times over for a very similar price of what we've got going on. I mean, stamina's good. Dribbling is really good other than reactions and composure. Passing is real nice. Shooting is real nice with a Deadeye. He goes to a real good card with 4-star, 5-star. Just wasn't worth it, was it? It just wasn't worth it. So let's get into some action. All right, guys, as we go into the gameplay, we've got 5 comments from yesterday's video. The first one is from Ryan Anderson. He says, Nep, another player of the month, Ben Yedder. That's really interesting. What do you know? Yet another player of the month, Ben Yedder, for the 87th game in a row. And it was interesting, actually, to see how many people in the comments were surprised that I was surprised that I saw Ben Yedder player of the month twice in a row. I honestly don't really see that card a lot. Now, that might largely be due to the fact that I don't particularly play FIFA all that much outside of draft, and of course I never get to see him in draft. Yeah, for me specifically, now I know some of you guys will be in the high divisions, but when I was in Division 2, for example, and pushing towards, you know, the high skill rating, as good as this Ben Yedder card is, he is way lower than the standard level of players team in Division 2 and even high Division 3. They don't have Player of the Month Ben Yedders. They have Team of the Year Mbappe's, Team of the Year Ronaldo's, Team of the Year Messi's, Player of the Month Neymar's, or Headliner Neymar's. Ben Yedder gets like shifted out real quick. So for me, it was peculiar to see him twice in a row. What I find even more peculiar is the fact that he was over 500,000 coins for this card, and I just don't think it's worth it. I know he's got 4-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot. I know he's got super high agility and balance. And I know he links well to a lot of cards. And I know he has like a hype around him this year, you know, like this hype that he's some next level special card. But when you actually look at certain areas of his in-game stats, he's got 79 long shots with a Deadeye. And of course you can apply whatever chem style you want, but that's what I would use. And he's got 74 stamina. Now, interestingly enough, we talked about stamina in the last episode, and that will lead us on to a comment about stamina. But for me, a player that expensive, I would expect to have 99 stamina or mid-90s stamina. It's one of those players that you don't want to have to sub off. I don't mind using someone like Kent. I don't even know what his stamina is, but I don't mind using someone like Kent for a half and subbing him off because he's just a fun player. He's someone that I don't particularly expect to deliver for me constantly. He has 85 stamina. I don't mind subbing him off in place for some other fun card that I want to bring on. But when I'm going to invest over 500,000 coins into a card, for me, that has to be a card that I'm going to play with for a long time. And that's one of the reasons why I've been super reluctant to complete Neymar Player of the Month. Because he only has 83 stamina. Now, the difference between Neymar and Ben Yedder, for example, is Neymar just has outrageous stats across the board everywhere else and is 5-star, 5-star. And I've been up and down with Neymar. Do I want him? Don't I want him? I kind of do. But then again, in 6 to 8 weeks' time, when Team of the Season comes, will I regret spending over 1.5 million coins on him? Or, sorry, 2.5 million coins on that Neymar? I probably will. And then I think, but if Mbappe wins Player of the Month next month, to have a first owner Neymar and a first owner Mbappe, you know, a 94 Neymar and Mbappe will be a 94 Mbappe as well. To have a first owner Mbappe and a first owner Neymar, that interests me a little bit. You know, that makes me think, do you know what? Let's just do it. Probably wipe out 5 million of my coins in total, but, you know, we haven't really been trading or grinding or crafting or anything recently because of the fact we've kind of just gone stagnant. But, yeah, I think I'm still unsure as to whether or not, A, I'm going to do Neymar or not, and B, whether I'm going to get involved in a lot more of the SBCs. But going back to the stamina thing, so this is the ultimate pack for me, guys. We did end up getting a Shapeshifter. When it wasn't a walkout, I was sad, but it ended up being Vinicius Jr, which was obviously very, very happy because... A, he's worth a fair bit, and he was better than our Shapeshifter pack that we just opened where we got Keynes. He's worth 440 right now, which is, he's down about 100k from the day that I packed him. But this is just a really cool first owner card for me to have because of Ferland Mendy and Sergio Ramos. I can drop him down to a centre mid and play that triangle there and just be perfect for chemistry, except for Ramos on 7 chemistry. And that makes me quite happy. And then, of course, Vinicius Jr has the ability to be a real cool player because of the 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. You know, you can use him in a few different areas. Again, as far as a fun card goes, I think he's actually a little overpriced at 440k. I don't think the card warrants that kind of value. I think if he wasn't Real Madrid and if he wasn't at Brazil, I think he'd probably be worth like 100k or less, right? So I think you're paying a lot for links there, but it's not bad. But to go on to the comment about stamina, and it leads into just an ideology within FIFA that I don't agree with. Chris says, Nep, haven't you seen and said yourself, you sub on someone in the 70th minute with high pace will still be caught by a defender who started the game and has less pace anyway, so this stamina thing won't change anything in my opinion. Rather than fix the actual problem, they just put a band-aid on it. Well, so just to break down, just to like kind of counteract your last part of the comment, they haven't fixed the actual problem, they just put a band-aid on it. This is one of those instances for me where I feel like EA are damned if they do and damned if they don't. They didn't touch overload ball side, people rage at them. They apply even if it's a temporary or short-term fix to it, and people aren't happy with that either. They're not going to rewrite the game for overload ball side, right? They're just going to put a fix in that they can to fix it as they can, and that's it until the next game cycle. Now, we all know in the next game cycle, there's going to be more things that are overpowered because this game is under-tested and just generally developed on such a strict timeline that they can't really prioritize everything before they release the game. That in itself, I don't necessarily agree with, but hey, that's the way of the business world, right? So I don't think it's a problem that they've only put a band-aid over it. I played a fair few games, a couple of drafts and loads of games of rivals, both attempting to use and not use overload ball side and spotting people that were using overload ball side still. And I think what they've done with it is brilliant. I think they've genuinely fixed the problem of overload ball side. They haven't fixed the game. They haven't fixed stamina issues. They haven't fixed one depth drop back or anything like that. But I think they fixed this particular problem, which I'm very happy with. In terms of you get caught up by people, a lot of it is misinterpretation of how the game works. If you start on the halfway line and you're sprinting with your player, by the time you get to the edge of the box, where a defender may be, you've now run for 30 yards with the ball. Your player is tired. He might have more base stamina because he's fresh, but he might have less actual energy. You see the blue bar and the white bar on the screen now. The blue bar is full up for Ian right here, and it goes lower and lower and lower as he does stuff. If your white bar is really high, but your blue bar is really low, even though you have energy, you don't have it in the tank at the moment. You need to recharge, right? And so I think a lot of people saying, oh, this such and such caught up with me, crazy. I think that's just because from what we understand, and I would love to have some testing done on this with you guys. Maybe we'll do it in stream one day this week. What I would love to understand is a theory that went around last year that I actually kind of pushed and peddled myself, is that AI players don't receive negative stamina benefits or detriments, right? So when you're not controlling a player, the blue bar never goes down. And so what happens is when a player is controlling a player and he's on a breakaway and there's a defender maybe 10, 15 yards away, only when the human switches into that player do they start losing the blue bar, at which point they now have a massive advantage to catch up to an already tired striker, even though the striker has been well ahead and it has pace. He's lost so much of that a fresh, even half-bar defender, because it was AI controlled previously, has the ability to catch up. Now, that in itself does need testing, and I personally don't agree that should be the case. If that is the case, I think the blue bar should have a phantom carry all the time, right? So that would be something really, really fun to test and see if the AI does or doesn't deplete stamina when they're not being controlled, which is one of the problems, in my opinion, of a lot of this game, and with one depth drop back. But I think the whole, obviously Mertesacker's not in the game now, but there used to be in FIFA 17 and prior, oh my God, Mertesacker keeps catching up to my Ronaldo. They don't. And I tell you how you know that they don't. Everyone abuses and uses every broken glitch in this game always. If players like Mertesacker or Harry Maguire or Diego Godin or Gerard Piqué's base card were genuinely able to continuously and constantly outpace and outperform Ronaldo's and Neymar's and Messi's, everyone would use them. But they don't. Who do they use? They use Varanes. They use Van Dijks. They use Sol Campbells. They use Maldinis. And they use Zakarias with 82 base pace. They use Joe Gomez. They use everyone that has high pace, not low pace. Because the truth of the matter is that is just basically people trying to make excuses for not understanding either how the game works or making mistakes and not really wanting to fess up to it. So that, guys, is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out.